time action here. Um, Welcome to anyone who's watching. I'm live streaming directly from Altspace VR to Twitch tonight, just for an hour, 6 p.m. to 7 Pacific time, from Tarot Temple. And it's just going to be, as usual, tarot card readings for people who ask for them. Oh, I was going to try a laser pointer. Event tool and host laser. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out how to use the host. Oh, hi. How are you?
Hello.
Let's see here. There we go. Can you hear me fine?
Yes.
Good. That means I've done something right. I'm trying out my laser pointer.
Okay. Cool.
So, thank you. The point of this event is tarot readings. I'm going to put this down over here. Okay. So, yeah, what I do is Sherry, I see your name is Sherry. What I do is I have a system in the tent where I can click and randomly draw 3-card tarot spreads that show on the big screen. And so anyone who has a question and wants a tarot reading, you ask, and then you pick a number from 1 to 10, and I go and I press the button a number of times to make the cards randomly select themselves, and then I do your reading on the 3 that come up for you.
Okay, sounds good.
So if you would like to ask your question, feel free, and I'll do your reading.
I ask it in my head or out loud, or doesn't matter?
Straight out loud. If you
Okay.
even have one. It's all totally up to you.
Gonna be just like general, like about love life or whatever?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Then just like about my love life, I guess. Because every time I
Okay.
do tarot card reading in here, it's about work, and I don't have anything going on at work, so I'm always like nervous. I'm like, why is work coming up? Am I gonna get fired?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, work. All work does is create more anxiety anyway. So
Right. It really freaked me out. I did like 3, and all of them she said it was about work, and I'm like,
yeah.
okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know why she would make that assumption necessarily, because you may not even have been thinking about work. But
I wasn't.
okay. So
Just like general love life.
yeah, that's everybody's, like, one of the primary
Main
concerns
questions.
for everybody.
Right.
Okay, a number from 1 to 10.
5.
5. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna
Okay.
You'll notice cards will change 5 times.
Okay.
On the 5th one, that'll be your reading. So hang on 1 second.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
All right. So there's one thing you notice right away. That is that the cards are all number cards. And so what that tells you is that these concerns in this particular reading aren't particularly deep or long-lasting concerns. That's
Okay.
just the nature of this particular reading. And let's talk about the 3. So on the left, we're basically talking about something you can kind of trust is sort of there and you don't need to worry too much about. You can kind of say, all right, let's let that go a little bit and let's move on. The middle is the main central focus of the issue that you want to really think about. And on the right is something you want to strive ahead for.
For the
Okay?
future. Okay.
Yeah. And what we've got here now are 2 sword cards and 1 wands on the end. The swords lean toward intellect, thought, belief, conflict, resolution of conflict, how you deal with debates and arguments and differences of opinion and those kinds of intellectual, more mental endeavors. Okay, so those two of the cards are in that general realm. The one on the left that we can sort of say, okay, that's kind of something we can assume and we don't have to ponder too much, is a 6 of swords. And the 6 is a harmonious number of attraction and pleasure. It's kind of got an enjoyment. It's got a quality of sharing and communication, sort of easygoing, fun, pleasure, enjoyment in what you have, but leaning toward the communication, the sort of way you might talk to someone, the ideas you exchange, also how you resolve conflicts. So that card suggests that there's kind of an innate ability somewhere to deal harmoniously and maintain your pleasurable circumstances in spite of conflict, in spite of, let's not call it conflict necessarily, differences. Okay, so you're able to resolve them and create, nonetheless, a sort of comfortable circumstance. And since we're talking about a love life question, it would mean thinking and relationships and debates within that context. So you'd have some kind of ability there to maintain a pleasurable relationship in spite of problems that one encounters typically. So that's there, and you can kind of say, hey, you know what? I trust that. I trust my own head in that area. Let's see. So let me rely on that little power of mine, and we'll move to the middle, which is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace comes up in life as a big, sudden, dawning sort of presentation of awareness, new potentiality, new something big and new and bright and interesting that it wants to sort of announce itself is right there. And it can come in and occupy your thoughts. That's why it's the sword card. It's going to occupy your thoughts to a great deal. The danger with that is it becomes overwhelming, and that's all you think about. Ace with the sword holding the crown up. But in general, it's a positive symbol. It's a bit dramatic, but it's a positive symbol. I mean, look at the sort of energy coming out of the hand holding the sword and the crown and the sort of the fronds bursting out. There's a positive implication behind it if approached without obsessive qualities. So that ace comes in and says, there's this enormous new potential. Get ready. You're not yet putting it into effect, but you see it. And you know it's big. And so you naturally put a lot of thought into it. It requires that, but not to an obsessive, repetitive degree. That's what that ace is saying. And somehow it gets into your head, your thinking. We're not really dealing with emotional life here. We're dealing with an more intellectual quality. We're talking about romance, love life. No heart symbols have shown up. We're talking here, the reading is sort of insisting on awareness and thinking about things. And maybe the suggestion is trust your general beliefs, trust your opinions about how things work, trust your ability to work out differences with people. Keep in mind who you are rather than necessarily being too instinctive. That's why it's leaning toward the mental. Now, this dawning awareness of something in your head, thought process surrounding love life. Maybe it's about how you think about your love life. Maybe you're thinking about, changing your ideas about how things work in general love life. What's its importance in life? How do you weigh these things? So these are all thought balancing cards, except you come to the right card here, which is kind of something you want to try to get to. And it switches over to the wands. Now, the wands are passion. The wands are fire. That's the fire element suit of the cards, like the fire there in the in the fire pit. It's the wands are usually like the torch, and they represent fire and the drive to create, but also the drive behind any lust. You could say lust for life, lust for a person, any drive, sexual, creative, that anything that's sort of an instinctive drive to create and make, even at work. Can be at work. You're striving to be creative to solve problems at work, but it's that basic human instinct, the fire element in you. And now that's saying, okay, like hang on with the thinking. The thinking is great, but let's move a little into the 7 of wands. And the 7 is the number typically thought of as sort of a spiritual growth and benevolent actions in the world. So you take what you have, what you've realized, what you've come to, what you've learned, and you apply it. And you put it out there in spite of doubts. You go out into the world and take on the world that way. And what it's suggesting is, okay, let's take some of that fire, let's take some drive and put it out there and make it obvious to people. You've thought about things, you're reliant on your 6 of over here. You've got these abilities to handle things and to talk things through. That's all good. You're able to think things through really, really well. Let's trust that is what it is. And now let's move in and say, hey, what do I want? What do I want? Let me go into the world and act upon that. That's why it's the 7. In other words, in very short terms, a lot of great thinking, sometimes a little too much. We all get in our own heads.
Yes.
Let it be a little bit and go for what you really want, because it's just going to have a generally beneficial effect on those around you. So you can take that into a general approach to love life, like, who knows, it could mean, oh, next time I go out with my girlfriends to a party or something, I'll be more talkative or something. You know what I mean? It could mean that. Yeah, but that's sort of just, yeah. But your brain is just kind of get out of your head a little bit, is what that last card is kind of nudging you
Makes
to
sense.
do. Yeah. Hey, I think that advice is kind of very general for almost everybody, frankly.
True.
You know? So, I mean, I'm the master of overthinking everything. You know?
I overthink a lot.
Well, I overthink things and then still make the wrong decision.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
yeah.
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I am going through something and I don't know if I'm handling it right. So I'm just still like, maybe I should have asked a more specific question. I don't know, but I don't know.
I mean, you know, the thing with tarot is it's really not that great at saying what specifically will happen or what specifically you should do. It's much more sort of hint and suggestion, like you know, awareness, inspiration, I guess, is another word. They're pictures, you know, and they have general meanings that a lot of people have over time agreed on. But they still, you know, they still are pictures. And just as when you walk into a gallery and you see a picture on the wall, pictures have different effects on people at different times, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, so that's I hope that you take something out of that reading.
Well,
you
it
know?
sure does sound like me, but
Well, next time you're out meeting people, let the little reading remember, oh yeah, that reading in VR. I remember, you know, I mean, maybe it'll inspire you to say something in the moment. Um,
oh, did the other person leave?
Sometimes people go wandering around, like somehow they climb way up there. I've noticed people like I don't know how they get up there. I guess
Teleport.
I don't know
maybe.
what they do because so but yesterday during the stream they were like flying around up in there, and I was like, oh, whatever, just let them do what they want.
Oh, yep.
You know?
If you have fly on, they might have been flying up there.
Oh, is that
I get
right?
sick when
Yeah,
I fly in here. Let me see if it's on. Hold on. Look. No, flight's not available.
Oh, it's not.
You don't have it
Okay,
on here.
so
No.
maybe
So I don't know.
yesterday somehow I had the button left on or something, because it
Maybe.
was
I don't
so
know.
funny. There were like 6 people way up there, and then they came down, and some of them got tarot readings, but
That's cool.
yeah. But alt space, I think, is really kind of great for this kind of thing, because you actually are talking to people, you know?
Right.
It's almost, in a way, it's better than a video call on Zoom. Even though you can't see the person's actual face, there's something about it. I don't know why. It seems like you're talking to them. Like,
I totally agree with that. Yeah. Because, I have a lot of friends on here and stuff, and I just feel like even if they change their character, I'm like, I know that's you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you look totally different, but I know it's you. So,
Yeah.
and sometimes I question, I'm like, is that who I think it is? And I'll go say something and they'll talk, and I'm like, you is you.
That's right. Yes.
Because you just have that feeling, even though they changed
Yeah.
how they look. So I get it. Yeah.
And I think eventually they'll start to add options where you can say, okay, I want the face to look more and more like me, you know. probably
Yeah.
choose the degree of how much you want it to, like you could maybe upload a photograph and they'll figure out how to make the model like conform
I have that on
somehow.
VR chat.
They do?
On VR chat,
Oh,
yeah. If you go to Ready Player Me on a computer or on your phone, you can upload a
yeah.
picture and it'll make an avatar that looks similar to you. But they
Well,
don't
that's
have a
pretty
lot of
cool,
pose
actually.
options. But
Oh,
I'm told
okay.
that
Yeah.
mine look because I tried to make mine look as much as I could as I am, and when people see me like my picture and stuff, they're like, "You look just like your avatar," and I'm like, "That's what I was going for." So
You mean like
thank you.
here in alt space?
Yeah,
This
because I
one?
have my picture.
Oh.
Yeah, I have my picture up in my profile, so people they see that they're like, "Oh,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or like my
Well,
friend Troy was just at a wedding. I sent him pictures from the wedding. He's like, "You look just like your avatar." Every time I see a picture of you, I'm like, "That looks just like Sherry
that's
in alt space."
amazing. That
So
took some skill, I'm telling you, because it's not easy. It
and I
really
even have
isn't.
blue and purple hair like this. So
Well,
I
I just
actually
made
put a little
myself
pink in it too.
I made mine blued, right? Mine's blue,
Yeah,
I think.
it's
I
blue.
because I was like bored. I was bored with the. I mean, I don't have blue hair, but I was like somehow the icons or the whatever they are just weren't grabbing me
Yeah,
a few days ago. So I was
that's the
like,
only
oh,
thing. My
you
hair is
know,
actually kind of wavy, but I didn't like any of the
yeah,
options they had for wavy hair. So it's straight and in a ponytail, which I hardly have it as in real life. But so like all the pictures people see of me, my hair is down and curly, like wavy.
yeah.
But or they still say it looks like me, and I'm just like, okay, good. I mean, I will straighten it sometimes, but I haven't done that in a really long time because I have super thick hair. It takes me a couple of
Okay.
hours if I want to straighten it, so I don't
Yeah,
do it very often.
wow. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
much easier to just curl pieces of it and then since it's wavy. Yeah.
You
So
would think
yeah,
that
but
they would make more and more. It takes them so long to make
I know.
these things. Like, come on, guys. You're owned by Microsoft. Just
I
crank them
know.
out. Crank them out. Just,
I've been go. I mean, I even go to their meetings and stuff, and I still don't like understand because like me and my friends
yeah.
who play that Holograms Against Humanity game
Oh,
every
yeah.
night, and
Sure.
they don't. It hasn't been updated. And I talked to
Oh,
Steven guy that works for AltSpace, and we mentioned it, and he's like, "Oh, we don't plan to update that or anything." Hello.
hi, Devster. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
We're good. This is this event is all about people coming in and going, I would like a tarot reading, and asking a question, and then I do a big thing up on the screen and pull the random cards out and give them their tarot reading.
Mm.
So I just wanted to let you know, since you just came in, that if you would like a reading, we just did one just a few minutes ago. We're just chatting now about
Yeah.
all the cool avatar options.
And how there should be
and,
more.
But
Well,
if
can
you
I
would like,
watch first?
oh sure, you can watch. Absolutely. There's no one
Yeah,
else here
let me
asking
just.
for a reading at the
Yeah.
moment. Um,
Or I just had mine.
yeah, she just
Mm.
had
I just did
a,
mine.
You're still
a reading,
alive.
and the yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, it's harmless. Don't worry. Nothing.
Yeah.
There's no giant spider that comes out.
Ah.
Um, but
Mm.
would you like a general reading that's like, hey,
No
here's a
demons.
reading just for the next few days?
Sure.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, 'cause often a general reading like that is just a nice thing for like the next 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
And it's
Sure.
usually not the tarot cards don't really do anything like go, oh, on Wednesday a 747 is going to come out of the sky and crash in your backyard. That's not what tarot does. So
I would actually prefer specifics.
well, okay. Let's see
But
if the
okay.
cards
All right.
if they
Hey,
even allow such a thing.
I mean, do you care if I'm a skeptic? I mean,
Oh no. I mean,
Oh.
look,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
nobody
yeah.
more
I mean, yeah, right,
skeptical in life than I am.
right. Okay. Let's let's go.
So,
Like. I mean,
so
let's full disclosure.
Yeah.
I have zero belief in it. So if you
Oh,
want,
yeah.
if you want, I'll leave. Or if
Oh
you
no,
want
no,
to
no.
do
Well,
it,
here's the
I'll,
here's the
I'll play
here's
along and
Oh
hang
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. here's the idea that goes on here with tarot. Many places you'll see tarot people saying, I will tell you your fortune. I
Yeah.
will tell you what is coming for you.
Yeah.
I use the term fortune telling sort of just in fun. What I use tarot for, a reading, is to say, we have a sort of general topic we're thinking about, or we're thinking about a person, or we're thinking about a few days. Let's just pull these random images out of a deck that has a bunch of history behind it, and let's just see what thought processes these
Okay.
three images tend to suggest for us to maybe consider. That's what I do. I use them sort of, they're more philosophical than predictive.
Oh, well, that's cool. All right,
So
cool. Let's go.
what I'll do now is I will randomize these three cards the number of times you tell me. So tell me a number from 1 to 10.
All right, 9.
9. Okay, I will, hold on. You will see these cards change 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Now I'm going to grab my little laser pointer because it's fun. Okay, so what we have, these three cards, the card on the left, we sort of consider something that we've got, we can trust, and we don't have to worry too much about anymore. The card in the middle is something it wants us to consider right away as sort of being central. The card on the right is something we kind of want to seek and go after and get a little bit more of. Now, that left card is called a Wands card. Wands are considered the suit of passion, of creative energy and drive, with your will to make things, whatever you do in your hobbies and your work, any drive to be creative, anything you desire or want is represented in Wands. And that is the 9. And it simply represents, being a 9, the aspect of your personality that perseveres and deals with crises and handles tough situations and pushes through to finish things. So it could mean like you're really good at getting through complicated projects, and you know how to push through the last obstacles and get what you want. Okay? Now that's in the creative realm of Wands. So that's very applicable to things that you may be doing and making, things that you may be asked to do at work, or things you may do for your family, but you have this innate drive to say, hey, nothing's going to stop me here. I don't care how difficult this gets. I don't care how many times the car breaks down. We're getting through to finish it because we're almost there. That's what that card is all about. And it's
right,
because
good.
it's on the left, it's saying, well, you kind of have this. You kind of are good at this. So let's trust that that's part of us, even if maybe we've forgotten a little bit. We don't believe so much in ourselves anymore. Let's just accept that we've got this ability, and let's see now what we should consider as sort of primary over the next days. What this is the Queen of Cups, and the cups represent your heart, your feeling, your love, your emotion for family, for anything that you feel strongly about. And it works well with the Wands card on the left because, as I said, Wands are sort of the instinctive drive, your passion for something. Well, the cup is your love for something. And the Queen represents this very nurturing sensibility. So what this card is sort of hinting at is think about nurturing what's near. It could mean family, but it means use your innate strength and capabilities to support and to express and find your real feeling, what you really feel for someone or something. In other words, know what's in your heart. Pay attention to that, this card is saying, over the next few days. Now, that leads into something that you may want to get a little bit more of. And you're back to the wands. So you've got wands on the left, and you've got wands on the right upcoming. And it's the knight. He's on a horse. Knights are all about communication and action. So put your creative energy that you're so good at finishing projects with into action. There's something requiring it. And don't be afraid to take that next step, because you have everything you need in order to do that. So the two big pieces of general advice for thinking about things over the next few days are: think about what it is you really want. Get inside your heart to find out what you really want, and then put your creative juices to work fearlessly. And that's that. There's no 747 coming out of the sky. There's no prediction of something happening. There's just sort of general encouragement to sort of think about down certain roads that may help you in the next short while.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hey, Simaxian.
So, and
Are you still
that kind of
doing-
thing. Look, you may be a skeptic, which is it's actually very healthy to be a skeptic through most of life, frankly, I've found. But tarot does nothing more than make the same suggestions that a great novel might make, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And you just have to,
Hey,
yeah.
you have a real healthy look at it. I mean, I appreciate that, man.
Well,
I
thank you.
appreciate that, man. You
Thank you.
no,
I hope that it has some use for you, as I always say.
You actually made me consider.
Oh, really?
That's
amazing.
Your attitude actually made me look at it. I mean,
I like that.
you're a hell of a salesman.
Well, I mean, look,
You're-
I don't think I've ever sold a darn thing in my life successfully.
Well,
I mean,
actually, no, actually, when you said that, you said, "Hey, take a look," and I listened to you, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
wow, damn," and you
Yeah.
know,
yeah. Well, I'm really glad, and I'm glad you actually took the time to listen.
I actually listened.
because
I really listened to you, and yeah,
yeah.
actually,
Hey,
it actually
Maxian.
is very, very valid.
Yeah.
Maxian,
Hey,
are you still
oh,
doing
you know,
readings?
there's a thing about people. I think I have to activate so people can raise their hand. Oh yeah, allow hand raises. Here, I've just put the hand raise thing on, so I didn't have that on a minute ago. So if anyone wants a reading, just press that button to raise your hand. And Brian.
Brian.
So Debster, 1971. It was really great talking to you, and I'm glad you let me do your reading. That was I know that
Yeah,
takes
definitely.
yeah. All right, Brian. Where is Brian? Who am I looking for here?
Right here.
Someone.
For some reason, you can't see him. I don't know why, but he's right here, and you haven't
Oh, he
acknowledged
is?
him. Yeah.
He's here?
Do you have someone blocked?
No. Let me see what's going. My goodness. Hang on. Let me.
Because he's been trying to talk to you, and you've been ignoring him. So I was wondering.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's right here.
Maybe
next to
he.
me.
How odd.
You think it's
I wonder if
glitched?
he's. Yeah.
Maybe he needs to re-enter.
Bran, I think maybe you should try to re-enter because I
I think
can't
so
see you
too.
or
Because
hear you.
that happened in one of my rooms the other day. They weren't blocked
Yeah,
when they
there are
re-entered and it
some
worked.
weird alt space glitches that
Could
happen.
you see him? No? Okay. I could see
There
him.
was apparently somebody standing
Yeah,
right here, and
he kept trying to
Yeah, I
ask you
see him.
something and you totally ignored him. And I was like, I don't know if he could see him. I was
Yeah, I
about to
see
I
him.
could,
leave, and then I
yeah.
was like, well, wait, let me help this guy out. Did you see him?
Yeah, I see
Yeah?
him.
No,
Okay. He's not here
that
anymore. So.
Yeah. Oh well, I saw him rather.
okay. So let me let's see now. Okay, so we've got Pop 903.
Yeah, that's me.
Pop 9. Okay, come on up. Pop 903. Good to meet you. So
Nice to
you
meet
just you just saw me do a reading, so you kind of know how this goes. So what we do is, if you have a question, you just ask. It can be anything, and then you'll pick a number and tell me, and I'll go in there and I'll make the cards randomly pick that number of times, and then I'll give you your reading. So what do you
hear
got
me?
for
I'd
me?
like a general reading with
hear me now?
a number of 5.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Yes, Brian. I had to start
Okay.
a reading but I'll do you next. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Pops 903. Go ahead.
I guess a general reading, and the number is 5.
Okay. I'm gonna go in the tent and change the cards 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, 3 cards. Card on the left. Something you've got kind of already that you can kind of trust and you don't have to worry too much about. Card in the middle. Something the cards want you to really think about now. Like, basically, pay attention right now. Card on the right. Something to think about or try to get to in the next few days. Something to strive for. Okay, so the card on the left is a sword card, and it's a king. And it kind of has something to do with personality qualities that you may have, that you're aware of, maybe not aware of. But that's the sword representing intellect, mind, ability to handle conflict, ability to deal with differing opinions and get to the heart of the subject matter. Anything involving your brain, the way you think things through and solve problems, and that king is forceful and strong and authoritative and has skills. Like, who is it? Liam Neeson in that movie Taken. I have a particular set of skills. This king is like
Yeah.
not scared to say, I have a particular set of skills and he can use them. Okay, you know what and so he's a formidable character, and cards are saying, trust that about yourself, see that in yourself, admit that it's there, stop denying it, and just rely on that capability that you have. Okay, so then it leads us to the present, like what the cards kind of want to flash in front of you right now that may help you in a situation that's going on, like right now. And you've got the 3 wands. Okay, wands are passion, creativity, effort at building and making, bringing new things into the world, or doing your work. Your work,
Wow.
It could be your work at home, your work at work, your work in your hobby, your work at anything. You could be the way you are with someone physically, the way you feel drawn to people. It's that basic instinct, that passionate sort of force. You're wanting to live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
And the 3 is the number of action. It's the number where you decide, okay, no more preparation, no more waiting, no more Mr.
Time to
Nice
do it.
Guy. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's time, do it. That's what that card is saying. Whatever it may be, who knows? It's your life. But that's what the card is saying, time to do it. Now, it leads you to the card on the right, which is a big, big card. It's a major arcana, deep sort of psyche card. It's very important to you over a longer haul. And that's the Tower card, sometimes called the House of God card, but it involves upheaval and sort of sudden change. And you can see that up here above, if I get you can see up there the fire coming down from the sky and blowing the top of the tower off. And these guys you sort of look like they're falling out of the tower, except they don't look too worried. And they don't look, they look almost like they're trying to pick something up. And you see all these colored balls floating around in the sky. Those are basically new elements in life. Those are new things created out of sudden change. So you get sudden drastic change sometimes, which could be a result of the middle card. The middle card is saying, put your creative energies into action. Just do it. Well, sometimes when you just do it, big things happen. And they can be really scary. Just like the card on the right, they're scary. But all these new elements are created. And they seed the ground. They seed the situation. And you have to have what these two guys have, that even in the midst of the crisis, they're looking for them. They're kind of going, look at this. Look what's coming out of all this turmoil. So your phrase is the best one. When you said, just do it can lead to big change. Doesn't really matter where the change is. That change can be purely psychological. It can be purely internal. That Tower card, that sudden crisis of change. From it comes all these new elements, new possibilities for you.
All right.
So
I
that's
can
just something
accept
to think about. Yeah.
All right.
It's
Thank you very much.
it's like, general things to sort of think about over the next little while that may help in who knows what way.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. Yes. Bran, I was like, it was so weird. Somebody was saying, everybody was saying he's standing right there and I couldn't see you. So it's your turn. You go ahead and you ask a question.
Oh, I ask a question. Okay. Does it have to be like specific question or or can it be general?
It could be very general. I can do a reading that simply says, hey, here's some things that you might want to think about over the next few days.
Okay. Moving to New York in a month, and
Okay.
it's a little nervous for it, and I don't know what should be my my guiding force for myself to keep myself on the right path.
Okay. All right. Pick a number from 1 to 10.
1.
Okay. Hang on. One. Okay. So the cards did a single random selection from the deck. All right. So you're moving to New York. It's a little, it's kind of creates nervousness, I know, kind of thing, moving, changing cities or whatever it is. Okay, so let's think about what to sort of think about. Card on the left. pentacles or coins. They're the physical realm. They're the realm of money, what you need, what you earn, what you get, what you gain, what you keep in your house, the things the material things of life that you want and require. That includes health and food and physical well-being, all those things. The card in the middle is a Queen of Wands, the creative. And the card in the middle is something to think about in the immediate sense right now. The card on the left is something you can sort of not worry too much about. The card on the right is something to go for. So let's talk about first the left some more. The coins, the material. It's a 3. So the 3 is the number of action, doing something now, of taking the step that's required in the material sense. Now, this is very applicable to a move, because a move is all about getting yourself physically moved. You're packing up all your precious things. You're worried about them. Creates a lot of anxiety. You have to put them in a truck sometimes and trust these people sometimes to drive them up a highway 100 miles or whatever, and they're going to deliver them there. Are they going to smash things? It's a very physical process in addition to being an emotional one. It can also involve new jobs. That's all those factors, new jobs, new apartment or house, new city, all of that factors into the coins card. And the 3 is saying, this action's happening. You're in it. You're doing this. Don't worry about it. It's happening. Let's not dwell on that. That's why the card is on the left. Let's look at what the card is telling you to dwell on, which is the card in the middle. And that is the Queen of Wands. And the wands are drive to make, your passion for making things in life and for your work or for another person, your general drive, your fire in life, what moves you forward. And the Queen is not only a very sort of strong, skillful, authoritative person, but she's also a caring and nurturing one. She makes things and people around her improve and prosper. And so what the card is saying here is your creative energy, what you are able to do and make, is what you need to really think about behind the scenes here, because that's what improves you and everyone around you. The same way this Queen does. That's an incredibly important factor in someone's personality. So it's saying, hey, all of this physical action and activity, fine, whatever. Think about what it is you love to do, what you do, and your power at doing this. That's the important thing, because it's helpful. Now, something to try and shoot for a little beyond today is a big major card, and this is a deep-seated quality. Strength, La Force. And this character in the card is holding this animal, and it's a weird thing she's doing. You can't tell if she's hurting the animal or helping the animal or what, but regardless of how you view it, she does have some control over it, which implies control over unpredictable, poorly understood, frightening forces in the world. And she is mastering them. She's able to master her fear and apply her strength and skills, same skills that are shown in the middle card, creative skills of the Queen. She's able to apply those to master and control her worries and her doubts, which are very irrational, because that's why there's an animal there, to represent the irrational fears. And so this card on the right is basically saying, Think about that. Think about that quality you have, that ability you have, master fear and to resolve doubt and apply that because you have all this creative energy and strength and this healthy sort of nurturing approach to using those skills to deal with all of the problems and situations around the activity of a major life change. So that's just, those are things to think about. Just to sort of, next Friday or whenever the moving trucks are packing, maybe you'll go, oh yeah, the tarot reading told me not to get too upset about them dropping my armchair.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I sent you a friend request. I think what you're doing here is revolutionary. This whole space in general is such a game changer, and this is just the beginning. I think this is gonna grow into something where people will want to, donate to this cause and pay to come get their readings read. And I honestly I want to be acquaintances with you. I sent you a friend request, and I appreciate everything you did.
I will definitely accept your friend request, and thank you very much. I really like hearing what you said.
Awesome. All right.
I keep
Thank
forgetting.
You guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm also
Let
gonna
me-
add you as a friend.
Oh,
I'm
good.
gonna add you as a friend.
Let me. Oh, here we go. Sometimes I
Hey,
get real
Bob?
slow about using these panels.
And
I'm
I
just
just have a
clicking.
question
Yes.
about a reading like this. Is there like a benefit of it helping you make choices in life?
Well, let me close this panel. I'm having trouble pressing buttons. Wait, where are you? Who's asking me?
Me.
Oh,
Right here.
weren't you here yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're the coder. You're the coder guy with college, right?
Yep.
Ah,
Mhm.
good to see you again. Yes. Yeah, tarot it helps you make decisions to the degree that you want it to help you. It's just like if you read a book that may be a book with advice from some expert, you're going to read that book and you're going to take like point 1 and point 6 and point 12 because you want to take those points and apply them to your life, right? You don't just take everything from every book you read and
what's up?
start
Xavier?
living by
I didn't
it.
even
You
notice
only
were
you
here.
take the things that you kind of want to take. The same thing with tarot.
What's up, bro?
Now, I have to pick a hand. Here's a hand. Oh, okay. So the first person in the list with their is Chico.
Come on, miss. How you doing?
Here you are. Hi, Chico. Good to
Hi.
meet you.
You too.
Hi.
Yeah, I just came
So-
to say hi. I'm gonna leave.
Oh, okay. Okay, Bob. I'll see you next time, okay?
I don't think I need a reading today.
Okay. Okay, you have a good evening. I'll see you next time. Okay, Chico, go
Okay,
ahead and
see
ask
ya.
your question.
I would like a general for the next couple of weeks, and
Okay.
number 8.
You got it. Hang on one second. Number 8.
Come on.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. I'm coming back. Let me get my little pointer.
I have a question.
9.
All right. Chico. All right. 3 cards.
Echo.
The left, we're talking about something that you've kind of got and you can trust and you don't have to really worry too much about right now. You can just kind of trust that it's there and rely on it. Card in the middle, something to think about right now. The tarot card there wants to get your attention. And the card on the right, something to strive for over the next few days. All right. On the left, swords, and it's a 7. And the swords, again, the realm of thinking, mental, intellect, conflict, how you resolve problems with people, how you deal with differing opinions or even opinions that agree. Just in general, sort of how you handle anything requiring discussion or intellectual work or details. It can be personal, it can be at work, but it's the way you think. And the 7 implies enormous creativity and ability to take what you have learned, what you do know, and put it out there for those people that you come in contact with, that are around you, the people you work with, the people you live with, whoever. You have an instinct that sometimes, these things always go in waves, they go up and down. You have a general sort of instinct to share what you have learned, what you've realized, and put it into effect. Say, okay, I know how to think these things through. I know how to get this done. Here's how you do it. I want to help. That's what that 7 is all about. So it's saying basically, don't worry about whether or not you have that, because you kind of do. So let's trust that that's there. And let's go to the middle card now, which is the Valet of Swords. This again the mental area. And what this card is this card is the card of I'm new.
Hello.
There's something new here that I don't
let them
know
kill me.
fully, and it confuses me. And I don't quite know which way to go because I'm kind of young or I'm inexperienced or I'm still learning something. But I don't really mind because I kind of enjoy that process. That's why I'm the page for the Valet of Swords. I kind of enjoy that. It doesn't freak me out too much that I don't quite know which direction to go in, because I'll figure it out, because I have what I need. Look, I have that 7 of Swords. I know when I figure this out, I'm going to make it work for everybody. And that's what this central card wants me to remember. I can get this and make it work out for everybody around. Now, what it's saying is, this is what I want you to think about now. And what it's going to lead to is this incredible, huge card in the tarot of the Magician. Magician is the card that represents, basically, it's the card you give to somebody who's so good at what they do that it's almost like magic. It's like, oh my God, that dude is good. It's mastery, it's skill, it's the ability to put everything you have, all of that energy, all of that mental capacity for helping people and getting the situations resolved and figuring out problems with enthusiasm. All that leads to real serious mastery, and you become a magic worker in other people's eyes. People around you will start to see this quality, and they will come to you more and more. And so you have to be ready for that. That's one of the biggest cards in the tarot right there. That's one of the most important cards, if not the most important.
Good.
Yeah. So think about that. This middle card, whatever doubts and confusion you're having right now, basically it's saying enjoy them. It's not going to last long because it's leading over to this. And this dude knows his stuff. So.
Okay, have sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Now, let me pick up my let's see if I can get my
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Todo bien.
I'm going to look at
Okay.
the hand raises here.
Sí, todo bien.
Yeah, if you. Okay, so the Mac has a hand raise thing
Aquí
here.
dándome la vueltita.
Mac.
What's up,
Here's
dude?
Mac, right in front of me.
Léeme la carta.
Okay, Mac.
Raise your hand.
What do you have for me?
Well, shit. I've had quite a bit going on: school, work, relationships,
Okay.
friends. Yeah, I've been really been caught up in work, not making enough money and shit. School,
Yeah.
not doing so good. My grade book is like
Este mundo
almost
me
straight
gusta.
F's right now.
Sí.
What level of school is this?
Relationship, huh?
What school? What?
High school. High
Okay.
school.
Okay.
I'm a freshman, just started.
Okay.
Relationships, me and my girlfriend, we're doing pretty good. Friends, you know, there's been some snakes every once in a while, like
Ella ve, no
some
se
people
fue.
come and go, shit like that.
Okay. Okay.
Just having trouble
So-
with it.
Okay. So you're having. Is this are you most concerned about relationship, or are you most concerned about
Mostly
school?
friends in school. Mostly friends in
Okay.
school.
Okay. So a general kind of the idea of people that you know and how it all sort of works itself out in school. Okay.
Yeah.
So pick a number from 1 to 10.
7.
Okay, hang on one sec. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I'm waiting for my turn.
7. Oh my God. Dude.
Oh boy.
Ice card.
Okay, get
I see boobs.
get
I
ready.
see boobs.
Get ready.
Boobies.
All right. Yeah, I know. Okay, so card on the
Yeah,
left.
That's my lucky number.
The card on the left, something you can kind of basically not worry too much about. You got it. It's okay. Card in the middle, something to think about right now, right away, like in the next day. Card on the right, something you're going after, something that's coming. Okay? All right, card on the left is swords. That's your mind, that's your thinking, that's probably very much related to your school. And it's the 2. The 2 of swords. Notice the first thing about it that kind of pops out is this kind of exploding blossom in the middle, right? That implies pictorially a kind of coming out, a growth, growing, a kind of flourishing, okay? And the 2 is the representation of coupling, of coming together, different factors coalescing and coming together in preparation to move forward to do something, which is very much applicable to someone at your stage going into high school, and things are just starting to, you need to click. Okay. And so this 2 is basically saying, don't worry about it. It's going to click. You have this ability
I'm waiting my
to make
turn.
these things happen, to bring things together and to figure them out and get,
Are you gonna
get, in other
Are you
words,
gonna have a turn
saying
too?
that you have what you need intellectually,
You want
and to not worry about
my
that.
turn?
You have the brain, and that's why it's a 2, because it's like going, the 2 parts are here, they're together.
I'm waiting.
All we have to do is put them into action now,
I hear
and the
your
flower will
chair.
blossom.
I hear your
Okay,
chair,
so that's what that card is
creak,
saying. Now, the card in the middle is saying, okay, here's something I want you to think about right away, and that is the Valet
fucking high.
Cups. In other words, the Page of Cups.
I was fine.
And
I was
pages
just
are
joking.
like
It
you.
didn't bother me.
They're young. They're just starting school. That's what this character in the tarot
I
is.
should do one of those
And
pore strips
their
tonight on
main
my nose
quality is they don't know what the hell they're
unclog,
doing
you know?
yet. They're all
Like, there's, like,
confused and
face
messed
mask,
up,
you know, like peel
but they're
face
not
mask.
going to let that
So
worry
good for
them
your
too
skin.
much. They have
So
this
fucking good for
natural
your
sort
skin.
of enthusiasm to figure it out. And so the card is saying, look, this is also about your heart.
Here,
Now, this may have to do with the people you mentioned.
yeah,
People, and
but
you mentioned relationships. You mentioned a girlfriend.
it's
That
still a
page is
good,
looking
you know,
into the
product.
cup, and he's got the lid off, which means he's actually really good at figuring out what he feels. He's actually really aware of his feelings.
Where's Bella?
He may
She just
hide
left?
them. He may pretend that he's
Oh,
not when
so
he's around
sad.
his buddies. But actually, the truth is he
Right.
is really good at
It's fine.
figuring out his
I'm
feelings.
waiting for my
And so
turn.
this card is saying, pay attention to that, what you have there. Pay attention to your feelings. Examine them. Go with what you really feel. And so
Yes.
this is probably about the people that you mentioned. Something about them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, it's possible that these two cards, the sword on the
Shit, my
left is saying, okay,
fucking headset
trust
is
your
low.
brain. You've got
Where's my
the intelligence.
charger?
Don't worry
There
about
it
it.
is.
Let that free you up a little bit to explore your
I
feelings
found it.
about
It's chill.
people and you find your own heart. And what that brings you to on the right is the
Oh my god,
world
I'm so
card,
comfy right now.
which is a big
I'm chilling in my
card.
onesie.
It represents
Oh, fuck.
it represents wholeness. It represents coming, it represents the blossoming of the flower shown growing in the first card.
Let me try.
What it says
How'd you
is
do
that
that?
flower explodes and becomes this incredible
How do you even
person.
do that?
And the tarot is
Are you
saying,
online
keep that
or
in
art?
mind. Keep that incredible, successful
Oh, I'm
person
an
that's
art.
coming
That's why.
in mind as your goal. You see how that woman, is sort of, she's kind of dancing. Well, tarot, you never want to sort of assume that anything is about men or women. It's about everyone. And so you could replace that with a guy in there enjoying life. She's
Oh, I'd
enjoying
rather not.
life. Well, but the message is she's enjoying what she accomplishes. And so the card is telling you, hey, man, you're going to get
What
there
happened?
and you're going to become this incredible whole person who actually really loves what they do. You see?
Well, I hope it's my turn.
See how it works?
I want my turn.
So
Shit. Whoa.
keep those things in mind
That's
and don't
cool.
let all the crap scare you. That's what
Let's
it's
see if
telling
it's
you.
my turn.
Yeah.
Because trust me, we all remember those days. So, okay. Who do I have? Did I just, where am I? Oh,
I'm
okay,
gonna
I
add
just
you as
did.
a friend here. That was cool.
Awesome. I'm going to click on all those. I'm going to accept all those requests once I figure out how to click the panel. And now there is Killer
Alright, man.
Prince.
I'll see you around.
Yay!
You can
Okay,
do the
Mac,
cards
have a good one. Killer Princess 97.
Alright,
Hello.
I'll see you.
Okay. So how do these things
All
work?
right.
To tell you about my life?
Okay. Well, no, you don't have to tell me about your life. You can tell me whatever you want, but basic idea is you just ask a question, and then I will have you pick a number, and you'll tell me the number, and I'll change the cards that number of times, and that will turn into your reading.
Got it.
What kind of thing is on your mind that you want to ask about?
I want to know. So I have a business.
Yeah.
And last year we finally got our warehouse and everything's going great. I feel like it's going great. I feel like I should be super proud, especially at the age I am. But
Okay.
I just feel like we're so behind. I constantly feel this need to keep pushing my business to be better and better. But it's like been a year, and the numbers show like we're growing, and it's wonderful direction we've taken. I'm so hard on myself, and I always think like, what more can I do? What more can I do to bring like revenue in? Like,
Oh.
you know,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, that's kind of like
Okay.
my question is like, when like, am I ever gonna like find like fulfill my need of always like wanting
Oh,
more
okay.
and more
I gotcha.
for my
Yeah.
business, you know?
Yep. Okay. That's actually a really great question. Okay. Pick a number from 1 to 10.
2.
2. Hang on one sec. 1, 2. This is interesting. Okay. Grab my. All right. This card on the left. First thing that jumps out at us is what we should talk about first is there are 2 huge cards here. 2 out of 3 are major cards. 1 card is a number card. So this is kind of a deep reading.
Mm-hmm.
Now the card on the left is something that you have innately. That's a quality people notice about you that you may or may not notice, but it's something that you should trust. Card in the middle is something that the cards want you to think about like today and focus on in the next immediate little bit of time. And the card on the right is something to shoot for. Card on the left is the star card. And the star card represents a person with this real deep need to share, to disperse, to bring what they have attained, what they have gained, all of their energy and force, all of their passion, all of their wealth, all of their wherewithal, their time, their life energy, to pour it into something. So the river there represents whatever it is she's pouring all of that energy into. Now that is very applicable to a business. It can represent all sorts of things, but the general idea is there's an incredible connection between her and these forces above, these sort of almost spiritual attainment. But if you're talking about business, then you kind of want to take those symbols and say, well, let's think about them as skills and her capacity to run a business. But she's able to take all of this energy and pour it into life giving. It's her general instinct. And what you've just described to me about your constant wanting to do more and more and keep the business growing and growing, that's exactly that. She's trying to fill the river. More. Now, in your sense, you're a little worried about it. You have some misgivings about that constant effort. This card is showing it as a trait, as a quality you have that you can rely upon, that you can trust. It's one of your qualities that keeps you who you are. Now, the card's saying, okay, so don't worry so much about that because that's you. But in the middle, it's saying, okay, wait, now let's think about this just for the next few days. And it's only a number card, so it's not a huge deal. Number cards are like very temporary. And it's showing your heart, your feeling. There's some emotional something going on, and it's active because it's a 3. 3 is the number of activity and motion, things being put into play, things
Which is
changing
crazy
all of a
because I
sudden.
have 3 partners, including me in the business. 1,
You
2,
do.
3. Mhm. There's 3 of us inside the company. Oh my god,
Interesting.
this is crazy.
Well, this card is saying basically keep your feelings, keep your awareness on your feelings, your heart. What is it your heart is telling you? What are the actions emotionally that you need to take? It could be to help something forward, to resolve something, but pay attention to what's going on emotionally in you and with other people. It's very, very emotion centered. And to deal with these emotions because they're in action, they're in movement right now, and to pay attention to them. That's why it's in the middle. Now it's saying that all of this emotion and this ability to pour all this pouring things into the business, what you want to think about coming up, what you want to strive for, has to do with your ability to pull new possibilities out of crisis and turmoil and change. And we're talking about business here. So as things change in a business or change amongst the people and relationships in a business, and whatever crises all of a sudden blow up, you need to think about how to handle those properly and what positive new things come from that. Now, the warning of this card has a tendency to imply that someone feeling secure and sort of in control and powerful gets dealt a blow and gets a sudden changed circumstance. But from that sudden changed circumstance comes new awareness and new possibility represented by those colored dots. You see, those are representative of new nourishment falling out of the crisis and seeding the ground. And the card is suggesting that even as you're falling, that you pay attention and look for what is new, what new growth there is. So for a business owner, this would suggest the capacity to handle sudden, unexpected change and crisis and not let it throw them too much and find the way through and find what's beneficial.
Okay, so what you're saying is there will be a crisis.
There always is.
That's life, isn't it?
There always is. And look, probably the reason that you pour your energy and want to build and build and build the business, it's just because you know there's always a crisis. And you know every business has to survive crises, right? It's just like a guy building a fort in an old, a fort in the or castle, to protect themselves. They build the walls higher and higher whenever they can, right? Make sure that, that's what the cards are showing. That, you have this ability to share what you have and pour it into your work. Cards want you to pay attention to some emotional things going on at the moment and prepare to find a way through crises and deal with them in a way that brings benefit from them ultimately.
Good. Okay, I'm prepared. I will.
So,
any crisis.
I mean, look, if you're running a business, you're always going to want to build it. That's just.
Oh, for sure.
All that means is that you're a good business owner.
Thank you. That was really cool. Really awesome.
You're very welcome. Yeah. All right. Let's see. There's oh, that was you. Okay. So I'm so terrible at using the buttons. in alt space. So if anyone wants a reading, just you don't even have to raise your hand. You can just start talking because there's only a few people here right now. You want to? This is Rob and
I'll go after him.
Javier. Anyone who wants a reading.
Yeah, good. I'm just listening.
Oh, good. Okay. Javier, would you like a reading?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. What is your general topic?
A desire to do more in my life.
Okay.
Specifically, financially and physically.
Okay. Financially and physically. A desire to do more in life. Okay. Pick a number 1 to 10.
4.
Okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Desire to do more in life, financially and physically. Now on the left is something you can trust that's there. You don't have to worry too much about. Part in the middle, something to focus on right away. And on the right, something to get to. Okay. So over there on the left, you've got the wands. And it's a king. And the wands are your drive to create and make. Okay? So, money and work and physical. The wands are all of the energy in you that makes you instinctively desire things or a person or an effort to make something. Whatever creative force compels you to do things. And it's basically saying this king he got a lot of that. Got a lot of that, and he's able to really use all that energy to get things done and to make stuff and to get work done. So this king is really good at his work. And he knows how to get it done. Okay? So it's the card is saying that's there, that's you. Let's move on. Trust that you've got that. Let that sit with you for a while, because the card just is saying you've got this. Don't be afraid about it anymore. Just admit it to yourself and move on. Now, the middle card is again wands, and it's the 4, and it's saying, think about building something very solid and strong. Now, if we're talking about physical, that could very seriously represent actual physical strength. Increase your physical strength, because the 4 is the number of security, of strong, stable foundation. And it's saying, pay attention to that. If that's something you've sort of had an instinct to do, it could be something as normal going to a gym. But it has to do with focusing on being stable and strong and secure. That can be money also. It can mean don't be too risky. Take stable, secure, safe steps. Because this 4 is very solid. And it doesn't want to fly off and do all kinds of weird things. It just wants to be very, very solid for a while. So it's saying, think about that. Because you have this kingly, you have all this skill and ability. And you have all this passion. You can trust that that's not going anywhere. Right now, think about being a little careful and secure, strong, solid, dependable. And what you want to go for, because it's coming, is the card of Temperance. And Temperance is the card of being able to take all sorts of different things, desires, forces, opinions, people, all these conflicting things, and blend them and make something out of them and calm the situation. You're able to take all these conflicting inputs and put them together and hold them together peacefully and sort of create a general sense of ease and security. That's why Temperance, she's able to calm the waters. She's mixing, you see she's mixing the two jars, and there's this fluid sort of magically flowing, which that's to imply she's mixing the red and the blue, the two different elements that may be conflicting. And she brings them together and sort of makes the world calm around her and creates a situation where it's healthy. So by paying attention, by trusting your abilities, paying attention to being solid and secure and strong, will lead you to be able to create this sense of calm security around you. In a very positive sense.
As well?
Sorry?
Does that go for making a business as well?
Yes. Yes, because with a business, you need to put your highly creative energies to work. You need to have that. And you need to build something sound and secure and solid. And you need to be very sort of tempering and able to take all sorts of conflict, disagreement in a business about how things should be done, and you need to work with all of them to create a calm working environment that grows the business and makes everything healthy and is beneficial for everyone. That's what that card on the right is all about. Yes. So I have to, since we've gone over time, I have to end this event, unfortunately, because I was just mentioning gyms to you. I actually have to go to the gym. So I'm actually going to take the advice of your card from your reading and go to the gym, but I have to be very careful because I have a sore shoulder. So
no problem.
But
Have a nice workout.
Thank you, and good luck with everything you do, and I hope I see you here again. And
all right,
thank you for asking a question. So I'll leave the world, hang out, do whatever you like, and I'll see you again.
all right. See you.
Have a good one, guys.